Windows 11 was officially released on October 5th. So in this video, we are going to look into how we can upgrade our computers right away. Because typically the Windows 11 update is going to come out anytime between now and January of next year, depending on your location, depending on various other factors that Microsoft determines. But if you need it right away, typical way would be just click on Start, go into Settings, and click on Updates and Security. When your computer is ready for Windows 11, it'll pop up in the list here as being an option for update. However, if you want to check your computer ahead of time to make sure it is actually ready for Windows 11, you need to run the PC health check that Microsoft has released. So let's open up our web browser. I'm not going to go into this tool in detail because I did deal with it in my previous video, which I'll link in the top. Basically what it is they have this PC health check app. So if you come onto this site right here, download the PC health check, and it'll tell you if your computer is ready or not. Now mine is not. I do not have TPM 2.0. My computer, this particular test computer, has TPM 1.2, and my processor is a 4th generation Intel 7. And for Windows 10 to run, you need TPM version 2 and an 8th generation CPU or newer. So if you do not meet those requirements, the update is going to fail. Now, how do you get the update? First, do a search on the internet for Windows 11 Update Assistant, or you can just click on the link, which I'll paste at the bottom once I'm done here. Here we have the Update Assistant. I'm going to assume that your computer does not support the Windows 11 update, but to bypass this whole fiasco, we can download the ISO tool. So just click on download and it'll download the tool, and then it gives you the option of actually creating an ISO file, which I've already done just to save time. So I've put the file actually in my downloads folder right here, and I've named it Windows 11 version 21H2 because that is the actual update. Now here's what's going to typically happen. When you run the update or the setup.exe file, we'll go through the options here. Click on Next. There's going to be a time when Microsoft actually, or when the update goes back out to the web to get some additional updates, and you'll see that the Windows 11 setup will actually restart itself. And there it goes right now. And that's because it's doing another verification to make sure that your hardware is actually compliant. If it's not, as mine isn't, you're going to see this particular error pop up on your screen. This processor isn't supported for this version of Windows, or rather the processor, and the PC must support TPM 2.0. And there's nothing you can do at this point except just to close it down, and that's it. You cannot upgrade to Windows 11. There is a way around this, and I'm going to say you can do this, but do so at your own peril. Because if you bypass the update option, you can certainly do so, and you can upgrade your computer to Windows 11, but you might not get any future security updates and patches and so on and so forth. And Microsoft has warned us of that so that they don't become liable for anything that happens to your computer or your data. That being said, if you are like me, and you want to bypass this whole thing, which I do in this case, because if this computer doesn't do updates, I'm not overly concerned. This is just a test computer I use to create YouTube videos. So what you can do is, once you've got this ISO file open here, we have to copy all of these files that's in the ISO, create a new folder on our desktop, and let's just call that Windows 11. Open up the folder and paste everything from the ISO file into this folder. There's going to be a file that we need to delete. Not only do we have to delete that file, but just before I run setup, I have to disconnect my computer from the internet. That part is critical. So if you're on wireless, disable your wireless, or if you've got a cable plugged in, you will have to disconnect it. Otherwise, it goes back out to the internet during that setup process, and it'll fail again. So once you've got it copied, what you want to do is go into the sources folder, and there's a particular file that you're looking for. And it is this one right here. How you pronounce that is anybody's guess, but I'm going to assume it's appraisers, I don't know. Anyway, this is the file that you want to delete. So we delete this file completely, go back up to our Windows 11 folder, and this is the setup we want to run. What I'm going to do in the background here is I'm going to disconnect this computer, so my recording is going to stop at that point. I'm going to click on this setup. Alrighty. I've reconnected my computer, and I've gone through this initial setup and we're up to this screen where you can see it's now telling me it's going to install Windows 11. So let's see if it actually does. I mean, honestly, if my computer tanks at this point, I'm not overly concerned. It's just a test bench, and I can certainly reinstall Windows 10, no problem. So we're going to go through the process of installing Windows 11. Once it's done, we'll see if it was successful or not. But again, please keep in mind, only do this at your own peril, because you may not get any future updates, security updates, patches, fixes, so on and so forth. So at some point in time, you are going to probably want to upgrade your computer physically so that you support TPM version 2, you have an 8th gen processor, and there's various other smaller things that you need in order to run Windows 11. Don't ignore it this time, not like previous versions of Windows, where you can certainly run the new operating system. If it doesn't meet the requirements, it'll just be slow. In this case, Windows 11 is not going to run unless you meet those requirements. So we'll let this process run through, and I'll rejoin you once it's done. And finally, it logged in. So from the moment that I started this upgrade process, and this is a fairly fast computer with a solid-state hard drive, it took a good 35 minutes from the start of the process until this point where I could actually log in. And the initial point of logging in took a good couple of minutes from the moment I clicked on my name and typed in my password. So just keep that in mind if you are doing the update, that it could take quite a while for you to log in. But as you can see, this computer has been updated, and we are now running Windows 11. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to clean up Windows 11, because by default, all of this nonsense that's on the front page here, 99% of what's here, you probably will never use. You want to customize this to how you want it to be yourself. Here you have, if you have multiple pages, you can scroll up and down on the right-hand side here. So you can certainly add more things to your pinned tiles, or you can just click on all apps and there's all your applications there. So stay tuned for the next video. Hopefully this one has helped you, or those that want to force the upgrade to Windows 11. And I will certainly keep you appraised as to any updates if I'm having any issues going forward. So at least you can prevent running into the same issues, if indeed there are any issues, or if this has all just been a ploy by Microsoft to force updates of hardware, which is understandable, but it's not a very cheap option. As you can see, success. Let's hope you have the same success. If you did like this video, folks, please take a second, give us a like down below. Certainly subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for the next video. And until then, take care. Have yourselves a fantastic day. Bye for now.